A woman is considering divorcing her landlord husband because he refuses to share his rental income with her. Is he right or is she right? I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have an interesting topic for you today, and it has to go over personal finance as well as being a landlord. So obviously all of us who own real estate, who are married, we're going to have to deal with these sort of issues, okay? So the problem a lot of people have is they don't see being a landlord as a business. And I think that's the issue that is coming up during this whole conversation that we're going to be going over today. Okay, so normally I don't cover personal finance stuff, but I thought this story was interesting and I could see how it could be a problem. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I do in my marriage when it comes to the rental properties that I own, and see if you think that the lady in this story is right, or if you think the landlord is right in this story. Okay, so it really is interesting. I don't think that there is one right or wrong answer, but here's the thing. Okay, overall I think that there might have been other problems in this marriage other than just the landlord business, and if that's the case, then all of this is irrelevant. But that I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay, that's what's important. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. So first of all, when it comes to your rental properties, are you how are you handling the finances within these rental properties? Do you have like a separate LLC, or do you keep the business separate from your personal finance? Do you pay yourself a salary? Do you own the properties in your personal name and then just take what you need? How exactly does it work for you? Like for me, my rental properties are like a side business aside from my main full-time job. Okay, so I try not to mix and mingle the money from the two too much. Obviously I do take owner draws, I do take some money for myself, but that isn't the bulk of what I have. The properties themselves, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the money so that I have I'm able to buy more rental properties going into the future, expand, get bigger, make more money. Okay, I'm not trying to take the money that I'm making from the rental properties and go off on a shopping spree. But that's not the way everybody operates. Some people need the money to live. Some people are just enjoying their lives. Maybe they're in retirement and they're just living it up. There's no right or wrong. Okay, I'm just kind of curious what you guys are doing with your rental income, or with the money that you're making off of your real estate. So anyway, let me get into this article. I want to get into this story because it's pretty cool. Okay, so this article is coming from ibtimes.co.uk, and that's International Business Times, and it says, "My millionaire husband forced me to take Social Security at 62. Boomer considers divorce after husband refuses to give her money." Okay, so sounds like she's upset that he told her to take Social Security, even though she says, okay, well, he's a millionaire, he's got plenty of money. There was no need for me to start taking Social Security. But anyway, let me get into the article. A 65-year-old woman is contemplating divorce after her millionaire husband, who inherited a vast fortune, refuses to share his wealth with her. Despite owning 5 rental properties together, 2 of which were inherited, the woman has been forced into financial insecurity. Her husband pressured her to begin drawing Social Security benefits at 62, resulting in a permanent reduction in her monthly payments. This has left her feeling trapped in a modest lifestyle while her husband keeps his inheritance to himself. So let me break this down here, right? Because that's the bulk of this whole situation right there, right? So the first thing you need to know is that they own 5 rental properties together, right? And she says that he inherited a vast fortune. Now, I don't know what the vast fortune is, right? But we'll assume that the fortune is rental properties, okay, the vast fortune that this guy inherited. But then it also says that two of the rental properties were inherited and the other three were owned before the inheritance. So that tells me right there that, hey, this guy was already a landlord, okay? That he was already a landlord, and then he inherited two additional properties. He probably was already doing financially well before the inheritance. Don't think that, this guy was broke and then one day just got, a whole bunch of money. No, this person was already doing well. Okay, this person was already a landlord, and then they inherited additional properties on top of that. So that's the first thing, right? The second thing is that it says her husband pressured her to begin drawing Social Security benefits at 62, resulting in a permanent reduction in her monthly payments. So that's the second thing right there. So you can only draw Social Security benefits if you're not working. Okay, so if she already was not working, and it sounds like, if they already own rental properties, this person is probably pretty savvy guy. He was like, hey, you know what? It would benefit you to go ahead and start getting these payments now rather than waiting 8 years until you're 70 years old to start collecting these Social Security benefits so that you have some spending money and you don't have to go to work. Okay? And then I don't have to pull a whole bunch of extra cash out of the real estate in order to, fund your extracurricular activities. Okay? So that's what I would think. Okay? That's what I would ask my wife to do as well, because my wife isn't working right now either. She is a stay-at-home mom, and so if she hits the age of 62, then I don't have to give her additional money so she can go spending, right? She could just collect that check from the government and then she would have spending money. And I could continue to invest more money back into my real estate business, okay? So I don't see the problem with it. I don't think that giving up a few $100s a month because you started collecting Social Security a few years early, I don't think that that's a problem. Okay, that's not a problem. And acting like she is living in poverty, that's a little other thing. It says that she has been forced into financial insecurity. That's a complete lie, and that's a complete joke. Okay, first of all, let's talk about, are you still living in the same house as your husband? Okay, if you're still living in the same house as your husband and he's paying all the bills, so you're, like my house right now, if the house payment is being made, okay, all the utility payments are being made, all the insurance is being paid, I'm putting all the groceries in the refrigerator. Do you understand what I'm saying? Basically, all of the necessities, all of the big ticket items, okay, you have a car to drive, there's no car payment on that car, and all your big ticket items are being paid for by your husband. And then you're saying, oh, well, this money that I'm getting from Social Security, it isn't enough to fund my my extracurricular, my extra stuff, clothes, personal items, all the other stuff, right? But all my big main necessities are being covered. Well, you're not in financial insecurity. You just on a tighter budget than you would like. That's what I see from, at least from this description. I don't see your husband saying, oh, okay, well, you all you have is Social Security coming in, so you have to pay half of the rent or half of the mortgage payment, or you have to pay your full car payment or whatever. I don't see that. I just don't see that, and it's not being said in the story, so maybe I'm missing it. Okay, but what I imagine is that basically the Social Security money is just extra money for you to spend every month, and you're saying that it isn't enough to cover your monthly expenses, which is very possible. It is very possible. Okay, So yeah, and it says that you feel trapped in a modest lifestyle while your husband feels uh, keeps his inheritance to himself. Now, like I said, I don't know the exact details, but the only thing they said that he inherited were these properties. So keeping that in mind, I do, and this is the way that I operate my real estate. Okay, I keep my properties, like I said earlier, I keep my properties separate from the finances that I have from my job. So I don't give my wife any of my rental income money. I don't, okay? I reinvest that money back into the business, or I kind of pile it up into an emergency fund, okay? So she could be frustrated with me. My wife would, if she was like, hey, you're not giving me any of the money from the real estate. Like, yeah, I'm not. That money's going back into the business. I need that money in case I need to make repairs, or if I have a bad month where, I've had lots of bad months where, I've lost thousands of dollars due to repairs or tenant turnover or whatever, right? And I just can't say, oh, I'm going to take this X amount of money over here and then, just give it to you every month, especially if there is some money coming in from outside somewhere. So if Social Security is coming in, that's less money that I have to assist you with. Now, that's not to say I don't love my wife. That's not to say that I don't give her as much as I possibly can. I absolutely do. But she understands this. She understands that, hey, this money for these rental properties, this is separate. This is separate. And that I need it. Like I use the main account. I have like one account that I pay all my bills for these rental properties from. Okay, so I'm paying, all the mortgages from, or the loans, the bank notes from it. I'm paying any taxes, inspections, anything. And that helps me so that, things don't get so intertwined and so mixed up and confusing that it is impossible, to deal with. So, I imagine that this guy is doing something similar. I imagine that, he's trying to keep everything separate. And so I'm trying, I'm taking his side a little bit more in this situation. Now, I'm not saying that this lady is all in the wrong. Now, let's say, for example, that there is a very, very large amount of income coming in, and this guy is living it up, and he's not sharing any of that money with his wife. Okay? He's like living it up. He's, driving around in luxury cars, buying fancy clothes, and, got all this, money, and doing everything he wants to do. Meanwhile, his wife, he's not sharing that with his wife, and she's just living off of just that. Basically the extra stuff for her is just coming from Social Security. Well, my personal belief is that, hey, you should be sharing some of this with your wife. Okay, like the income, if you're doing owner draws and you're putting it into your accounts, that income, then it's not just his money. It should be both of your money. Okay. Now, that's not to say that there shouldn't be a budget. There should absolutely be a budget. She shouldn't be allowed, or she or he shouldn't be allowed to just go and spend, throw caution to the wind and do whatever they want. But yeah, they should be able to go out and enjoy life, buy the things that they like, and have a good time. Okay? So, like I said before, I think there might be more issues here than just the money. Okay? The money obviously isn't the issue alone. Obviously, this lady, she might be feeling trapped. She might be feeling that, she things could be going better in her marriage. And what I would suggest is that they talk this out. Okay, they talk this out, because this seems like a situation that could be easily solved. And I don't think that the solution is to sell the property so that they can live it up like ballers. Okay, I think the solution is to discuss this, to figure out the way that this can be beneficial for both of them, and not destroy this guy's business, and go on into the future and be happy. That's what I want to do, because this is very similar to my own personal situation. I'm married. I worry a lot that I'm not able to provide enough for my wife, and I'm always trying to make more money so that we can live a better life. And so that's why I work hard. That's why I even do real estate in the first place, to provide for my family. And I would think that this this would be a similar situation here. So what do you think? Okay, do you think that this husband is in the right? Do you think that this lady, she's in the right, saying that he needs to share more? It's kind of hard to tell. I didn't get more into this article, but you should probably read it yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I'll put a link to the article down in the description.